Yeah, it's a soulful music right there. It's your boy Crypto Blood. Welcome to another Kicking It session. Today I've got Crypto Kenzie.
Hey, we know.
He wouldn't even let me get the intro down, people.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry, bro. I'm messing up.
Crypto Kenzie, what's going on, brother?
Man, what's good? What's going on with you, Crypto Blood?
Early Saturday morning. You picked one of the earliest slots. I'm like, all right.
Really?
Going.
I forgot you up north. Oh wow.
I'm Eastern Standard.
Are you still Eastern Standard Time? Oh, okay, that's good. Nah, man, this where work get done.
Yes, sir.
This work get done, man.
So, tell the audience about. Actually, let me tell the audience how I found you. I actually found you through Trek Cryptos. You guys did a video interview together. It may have been like 6 or 7 months ago. I think it was an older video.
Like about 3 months, maybe.
It's been 3 months? Okay. So I randomly came across your video, your interview with him. I'm like, man, this guy's got some good energy. You know what I'm saying? Some genuine energy. And I'm like, I want to definitely get him on. I heard a little bit about your story, how you kind of got into crypto at the absolute worst time.
Can I tell my story?
Tell it.
Look, I got in at the top. Like, no, I don't try to hide it. I don't try to pretend. I don't try to pretend like I looked at my Coinbase, looking back like a year later. I'm like, what time did I actually get in? And I looked at the exact day. December 15 was the day I bought my first Bitcoin. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, God.
That is the day when the seat.
Oh, Lord.
And I'm like, wow.
This guy
I'm clowning.
We'll talk about that as well. I want to talk about a little bit about that and your journey and how you led up to this. I mean, you got a degree in accounting, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
So, kind of just want to have you tell the audience about your story and how you got to where you started your channel, Crypto and Culture. I see you on Twitter as well. So before that, though, I had every guest pick a song. Why did you pick this song by Kanye West? All right.
Devil
so in a New Dress.
Tell
us about why that song.
All right. So one, straight up, Kanye is my favorite rapper. Been since the early days. Because the reason why, and I'm not talking about new Kanye. I'm talking about old Kanye. He was rapping different. He was rapping different than everybody. Everybody else was rapping about something that I didn't understand. Because I'm not going to pretend like, I'm from the hood and we was shooting and shit. No, me, I'm born and raised in Florida. My family's from Haiti, came to Haiti, poor as hell. It is what it is. Lost my father when I was young. He died from sickness. And real talk, when I was listening to like rappers and when they were rapping about these like the life and toting guns and this and that, I really wasn't feeling it because it wasn't really me. I was a dude. I was into anime. I was into like corny stuff. I was a corny ass kid. And then Kanye, he was just rapping about something different.
Yeah. And
it was fun. I'm like, wait, I can vibe with this. Yeah. And so I believe what is it? My Beautiful Twisted Dark Fantasy is Kanye's best project ever. Like it's the best project. It's like there are a few artists out there like Michael Jackson, maybe Celine Dion, I don't know, but they have perfect albums. They actually have a perfect album, and I feel like Devil in the New Dress is the best song on that album.
Was DMX album It's Dark Outside, Hell is Hot? That was a perfect album to me.
Perfect album,
perfect album.
I got my homeboy. I call him Twin. He be in my videos. I got two dreadheaded dudes with me in my videos, and I call him Twin because our birthdays are in June and we Geminis. And trust me, he'll go in with that. He's like, nah, bro, that one was the perfect album. It was it, and he'll explain that bit so intellectually that I can't even explain it. But back to the subject, because I don't want to run off too quickly because that's just what I do. But yeah, Devil in the New Dress just intensifies what that album was. And it's like the perfect song, the intro. Like, no, this is me. I am the devil in the new dress. What you mean? I don't think you understand what I'm coming through with this crypto stuff. I'm going to do it a little different because everybody has their own style in this crypto thing. But I think my energy, just like how you said, everyone says the same thing when they first talk to me, when they first meet me. I watched your video and you have a different energy.
Absolutely.
You have a different, and I'm like, oh, y'all just not ready for what I'm coming through. Y'all
So
not
tell
ready.
us about crypto and culture. That's your YouTube channel.
Yeah, so go ahead.
What led you up to first? I want to know what led you into cryptocurrencies. I think I heard you say you got your pockets ran by a Ponzi scheme. Tell us about this Ponzi scheme.
Okay,
first,
so
and then lead us into crypto.
All right, so first things first, the Ponzi scheme hadn't do nothing with crypto at all. So it wasn't crypto Ponzi scheme. I ain't get caught up in BitConnect.
Yeah, I thought Trayvon James.
No.
Craig Grant got you.
The reason why I didn't get caught up in it because I was already in one. So I was like, oh Lord, wait a second, y'all not saying nothing. Y'all talking in a certain way. I'm like, I get it. Y'all not saying nothing. All right, nah, I'm good. But no, so this is early. So back in 2017, late 2017, as you know, that people my age, so I'm a millennial, later millennial, I'm 28 going on 29 this year. Bro, I'm exposing my whole docs on this video. Bro, I think you're like 31 maybe.
Okay, I'm around there.
Yeah. So I'm like, trust me, a lot of these dudes, like, they're not that old. I'm like, what's it? Not Bitcoin Cash. What's his name? I lose his name now.
Roger Ver.
Dude's only like 40.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, hold up, this is different. And he got into crypto when he was around our age.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I got a chance still. I'm good. But where was I going with that? Going back.
No, just telling us about your story.
So how I got started.
Ponzi scheme and then you found Bitcoin.
So what it was this. It was network marketing. It was network marketing to help people fix their credit. Because as you know, everybody's buying a house in our age range, millennial age range. Everybody's buying a house right now. And personally, me, after being in crypto for so long, I'm like, oh no, this is a bad move. This don't look right. So
I was gonna say a lot of millennials aren't buying homes simply because of we already have a home.
Yeah,
and it's called student
loan debt. Student loan debt.
That's what most millennials mortgage is. It's their student loans. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good, bro. Trust me, we have a conversation. I love it. So what happened was, so this whole like people buying houses and whatnot, and everyone around me, especially black people, they out here trying to buy a house, and so everybody needs to get their credit fixed to buy a house. Yeah. So I forget the name of it, but the main goal. This is how you know what network marketing is. The main goal isn't to help people fix their credit. The main goal is to get more people helping people fix their credit. I'm like, oh, I get what this is. Mm-hmm. And I remember back when I was like early 20s, late teens. I remember these network they used to call pyramid schemes, Ponzi's, and I'm like, bruh, I know what this is. But the thing was, it was a very, very beautiful black woman that was leading it. And she knew exactly how to use her sex appeal to not only get my friends in it, but then get my friends to like, bro, you gotta do it, man. Even if it is, man, them dudes get rich. If we getting in early, we getting in early. I'm like, all right, cool. So we were having like a little meetup, because you have to have like weekly meetups and stuff. And one of the dudes that was in it too, grinding, he was like, hey, y'all heard about this Bitcoin thing? Nah, bro, this thing went up like 100% yesterday. Hold up, we got to jump on this. Because, everybody in that mindset, your mindset of, we got to make this money. We got to make this money wherever we can. And so they're like, get into this. And I remember it was, I think it was like, I forget, it was a Thursday night or a Wednesday night. And we at the girl's house, planning and stuff, trying to do whatever we got to do. And
plotting on your next victim.
Plotting. All right, how we gonna get these dudes in? Like, because and I mean, like we were like, cause she got us in, but we're dudes. How we gonna get other dudes in? Yeah. So we plotting, and the dude comes in the room, is like, nah, bro, this crypto thing is what it. You need to get a Coinbase account right now. You need to get a Coinbase account and then get a Binance account right now. And we were going in. I got a Coinbase account. And I set it all up. And mind you, this is 2017. And then I had got a Binance account. And then the very next day, all the exchange shut down. All the exchange stopped accepting people. And I was just like, ooh, I got into the sweet spot. I'm in it. Wow, I feel bad for them losers. They can't even get in. They can't even enjoy what I'm doing right now. And so, of course,
you were at the top of the of the roller coaster.
Oh,
and to your point, getting ready to hit that.
But the thing is, the dude got us into altcoins like immediately. Okay. They're like, don't even worry about Bitcoin, man. That thing's old. Go straight into altcoins. And of course, that was alt season. And anything I put my money into, pop. I'm like, whoa. I just put $100 in this. It's $1,000 today. Nah. Take my savings, put it in there. What do you mean? And so I was popping it in, and everything was popping off for a month. That whole month of January, pop off. And then not only that, but I was working with PricewaterhouseCoopers at the time, and I was on my Christmas vacation. So I had like 3 weeks of vacation locked up, and all I did was, all right, I know I'm putting my money in this thing, but what is it really? And I went down the rabbit hole, and I never got out since.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, what was the thing that caught you? Was it the allure of riches and wealth, or was it something else? You say you went down the rabbit hole. Tell us kind of what really got you and captured you, because if it was just for the money, you wouldn't be here today.
Nah,
so
I wouldn't.
Kind of explain to me and the audience what was so intriguing about cryptocurrencies and what made it different.
So this is going to go back into my background in the sense of I went to college for accounting. I got a degree in accounting, and then right after getting that, I went to work for PwC. PricewaterhouseCoopers is one of the top 4 accounting firms in the world. After that, when I went down the rabbit hole, I was like, so what is Bitcoin really? Is it like, who controls it? Oh, no, it's a decentralized ledger. And the moment I heard ledger, I'm like, huh? What do you mean ledger? I know all these, I know CRM product, I know this and that. I know every company has their own ledger, But what do you mean it's a decentralized ledger? It's a ledger that everyone can audit. I'm like, wait, what? And then I went down the rabbit hole of like, wait, so what makes this work? I can audit this ledger right now. So blockchain.com. Oh my God. I can literally see everything moving. I can go back to the very first Bitcoin transaction 10 years ago. I can see it all. This is going to completely wreck the accounting industry. When everyone's on one ledger and there's nothing you can do about it, everyone can verify everything. Everyone can do this. I'm like, oh, this is going to change the world of accounting forever.
You're looking at it from an industry standpoint.
Yeah.
From an accounting industry standpoint, a disruption in that industry.
And I was just like, oh my God. And then I started reading articles about how PwC is slowly sliding in, but they ain't telling nobody at the office about it. What was it? Andreessen Horowitz sliding in, all these other dudes sliding in, but they're not saying nothing. They just like, they're doing their due diligence. They're trying to figure out what projects is good too. But they're not telling anybody.
Andreessen Horowitz has been in the game for Andreessen Horowitz has been in since like 2013, I believe. Like I got in before even Coinbase existed, and Andreessen Horowitz was one of the first VCs to invest in Coinbase.
Yep. And so I was looking through, and then that's when I got stuck. Now, granted, at the same time, it's January 2018. Altcoins are popping off. I'm looking into ICOs. I'm like, oh, so this is a smart contract, and somebody needs to be able to audit the smart contract to make sure that it's doing what it's supposed to do. And you send them this, and it's almost like a VLOOKUP function. And I'm like, oh, this is nothing but because if you think about what a smart contract is, you send them your Ethereum to this smart contract, and the smart contract then gives you this XXX coin that has no value whatsoever. And then eventually this exchange is going to list this coin, and it's going to be at a way higher price than what you paid for it. That's what I understood about an ICO at the time. And I'm like, bro, a smart contract is nothing but if this now then function. If you send this, now I send that, fully automized where no one can mess with it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, this is gonna change everything. Yeah. Because I understood accounting and I understood like Excel. And so when it came to like functions, I'm like, this is a very simple function. Granted, I know there's like a lot of stuff behind it, But once that happened, bro, it was a wrap for me. I couldn't let it go because I realized cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, it brings all types of people. And when I started learning about all the different types of people in this space, I'm like, wow, I'm just a certain wave. I'm just part of I'm just part of this wave. There's another wave coming, and another industry of people are gonna get disrupted and see, whoa, what is this? And it was so that's really how I got started. Okay. And maybe we could talk about that, and then I can talk about how like I got started with the channel and what caused me to like do the channel and completely jump into it.
Yeah, because you eventually actually quit your job. Is that right?
Oh yeah,
wow.
Yeah, so I quit I had quit my job because I was already in the process of quitting my job.
Why was that?
I was going they were overworking me. Like they were overworking me to the point I just couldn't, like, I wasn't living anymore. Like I was in the like if you understand the life of an accountant and like a tax auditor, there is no life. There is no work-life balance at all. You're always in the office. Granted, the money's coming in, but there's no life after that. It's office, go home, sleep. You barely have time for your girl. I'm like, this isn't what I signed up for. I mean, granted,
I see the accounting industry being one of the first ones to really get hit hard from AI anyway. Yeah, so it's good that you moved out now because it's going to be such a disrupted industry in the next 5 years, bro. You're going to need half the workforce, the human capital that you have right now when it comes to accounting, banking, all that stuff.
And then just seeing into the facts, like if you really want to make real money in accounting, you need a CPA license. And if you want that CPA license, you have to go back to school, get a master's degree, take the CPA test, and then get your license. And that's where the real money over $100K is made. And I'm sitting here looking, I'm like, wait a second.
Even those jobs are going to be eliminated, bro.
Because those are management jobs now.
Yeah.
CPA jobs are like just like, interpretate regulation, interpretate what's going on. But even I was looking at the people that were CPAs, and they're sitting there right there with me all day, every day, making sure I do my work. Yeah, I'm gonna look at the overall work, but I'm gonna need you to do it all though. But I'm gonna overall look at it. But they're right there with me too.
Yep.
And I was like, this isn't the trade-off. This isn't living. This isn't what I wanted. I still like
what people have to understand, Crypto Kenzie, is that when you work for someone, inherently in a capitalistic society in scenario, you're being paid less than your actual output value to the market is. Exactly. It has to be that's the way the function has to work. Even you take an athlete, even though an athlete is paid millions of dollars, their output is normally billions of dollars collectively. So they're still being cheated. Though, I mean, many of us probably wouldn't mind being cheated. At
that rate, boy, Massa, please don't. Boy, you feel me? But it's about what your soul is worth. And my soul wasn't worth what they were paying me. Because when I was like, bro, I know dudes that are like cybersecurity like analysts making more than me, and I'm like,
oh yeah.
I was like, wait, what? Dudes like, bro, when I was seeing dudes on YouTube just making videos for the past 5 years, making $100K plus, just making dumb videos, I'm like, what was I doing this whole time in college? Like, wait, what? Somebody lied to me. How
do you feel about college? Because I think college for the most part is one of the biggest scams that we have in the millennial generation. And really I think if you're going to go to school to be a doctor, sure, you got to do that. If you're going to go to school,
they're still in a lot of debt too.
No, they are. I know. I'm just saying that you have to go to school to be a doctor.
Yeah.
You have to go to school to be a lawyer. But technology and the internet and the access to information is so overwhelming for us as millennials and all the generations below us that school, I think, should be looked at entirely different when it comes to that level, collegiate level and higher. It just isn't worth it anymore.
So with college, when it became a for-profit business, it was a wrap. And that's what college is. It's a for-profit business. I'm talking endowments. I'm talking all these like Freddie Mac. I'm talking Sally Mae. I'm talking all these dudes. It's a for-profit business. I remember it wasn't about a month or 2 months ago in December. Who was having a whole vacation off the backs of student loans? I forget who was it. Sally Mae took all their people to Hawaii, took all their top CEOs to Hawaii, living it up.
It was Sally Mae.
It was Sally, and I'm sitting there like, wow, this really. If you didn't pick a certain industry to learn in college, even people who jumped into cybersecurity in college, I know dudes making way more than me, still in debt though. Still in debt, and I'm like,
they're making IT is a great industry, but again, even IT, bro, I study this stuff, man. They call me. Listen, I'm Cryptodamus, man. When I predict something,
it's happening.
I'm telling you, bro,
it's happening. Ain't nothing you can do.
And even AI is going to disrupt the IT industry.
And
I see it slowly happening already.
Yeah, and so as I started seeing like just the internet take over everything, but going back to the college thing, like I personally, I see college as, if you don't know what you're gonna do and you don't have a goal and you don't have a thing, go to college, get a job, and pay it out of pocket. Whatever you do, don't take out loans. Do your hardest not to take out loans. College is going to be the most fun you will have in your life, but all that fun is not worth it when you're in your early 30s, can't buy a house because you have this loan on your back that you got to pay them every month with interest. But all that fun you had, it's part of the past now. And so honestly, the price you pay for college, the wages that they're paying out here for a lot of these positions, it ain't worth it. It's not worth it. People getting in 60K worth of debt, but they go into the workforce and they starting off at 40. And I'm like, what? Like, does that even make sense? And
wages have actually been stagnant for almost 30 years.
Stagnant, bro.
When you adjust for inflation, it's been stagnant for almost 30 years. So we have a huge issue from just a monetary standpoint.
Yeah.
The system is dying, and I think that's what intrigued me about crypto when I found out about it. I think this is a gateway to a new system, and this may be one of the solutions.
Yeah, and so I honestly do believe, so when I jumped down the rabbit hole, of course, I started seeing the money go down. I started seeing all this and that, and I didn't know who to believe anymore, because there are so many people on YouTube talking about, oh, buy this coin, buy. I'm like, isn't this tiring, guys? Aren't y'all done with this? And so I initially found Peter Saddington. I don't know if you know him, but I initially found Peter Saddington and his brother. And
I don't watch any crypto channels. No, seriously, I don't know anybody unless they're my friends. Like, if they're my friends on Twitter, I know them. I don't even watch their channels.
You got to work. It's work. It's grind time. I completely understand this. Making content, I ain't realized until I realized it. Yeah. It takes a lot. Mm-hmm. You can't be out here just bum. It takes a lot. It's work. Especially if you're in our niche, in the crypto niche. Oh, yeah. Good Lord!
You don't get those views like
no.
I know.
You don't get those. So if you're not pumping out content, but so I initially,
it's got to be a passion.
Yeah, you have to really.
Passion.
If it doesn't wake you up and make you do it, you're not gonna make it. That's just how I say. If you don't wake up and it doesn't feel like a job, you're not gonna make it. And so I try to find a way to make this not feel like a job, because I'm in it. I see it. I see the future. I have the foresight. I get it. This ain't going away. And if I know this ain't going away, then I'm gonna ride it till the wheels fall off. You feel me? I'm gonna ride this. And so going back to meeting them, he just seemed like a real cool dude. He was keeping it honest. He was just talking, telling us like, hey, nah, this ain't it, guys. The ride is over. We just hanging out, like da 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 da. And so when after watching his channel for a long time, and I got a couple of other channels that I've been watching, I was like, wow, these dudes is only at 10K. These dudes is only at 5,000K, and people watching them. And I was like, bro, I got to get in this because I have my own perspective. I got my own, like, I got my own background in this stuff.
Yeah, you have a unique, you almost have a comedic flair to your videos, yes. Which you know is definitely different. It's just different than many channels out here. Yeah, and so I was just like, I got my own style, my own flair, my own. No one's gonna do it like me. And when I realized, when that popped into my head, like no one's gonna do it like me, I was like, you know what? I've never made a YouTube channel before. I never thought about this, but the way I see people streaming video games, the way I see people doing this, the way I see people doing that, and they're making a lifestyle out of it, I can make a lifestyle out of this because I believe in this, and I've seen what it's educated me more about money than I've ever been educated by college. Mm-hmm. This has taught me how to save my money. I had to learn the hard way. I had to learn the super hard way of like, nah, this ain't it, bro. This price is going to go down. You need to take your money out. You need to learn how to save. You need to learn how to build. This is what real money is. We've had fiat money for X amount of years and how it's connected. And you know, the whole conspiracy theory stuff, which I love. I love the conspiracy theory stuff because more than likely that stuff is the real truth. But people call it conspiracy just because they don't want you to know it's the real truth. But after just learning about what real fiat money is and how the banking system actually works, and just how the Federal Reserve isn't really a federal part of the government. It's a private entity. It's a private entity that is owned, and you can look up and see who owns it. And I'm like, and nobody cares. Nobody, and it. No one cares because it's not directly affecting them yet. It's not directly affecting them. It's passively affecting them. Passively affecting. And they don't get it and they don't see it. And so people talk about, let's make this passive income. You don't realize you're passively getting robbed every day. Yep. And it's called inflation. Every day. Inflation. And so let's talk about that. So Bitcoin has forced you to become basically money literate. Woke. Not even money literate, because money literacy in money and finance does not teach you this. Yeah, I can say that. If you go listen to a Dave Ramsey, you go listen to what's the lady name I used to watch years ago she used to be on CNBC. She's not on there anymore. She used to have an evening show. I forgot her name, but what she was talking about? Just personal finance. Yeah. Debt. You know, people would call in and say, "I have $300,000 in my bank account. I want to buy a $30,000 ring. Should I do it?" And she would tell you yay or nay. But anyhow, that's still they don't even know. That's the crazy thing. But they have an audience and they have a perspective of their own. Like, well, because when it comes to Dave Ramsey, I was shocked that I didn't learn about Dave Ramsey till like late 2017. I learned about Dave Ramsey. And I was watching this dude. I'm like, and as I slowly start seeing him, he would always pop in a Bitcoin video here and there. I saw him like say few Bitcoin videos here and there, but every time he would talk about it, he'd be bashing it. And he recently just did another video, like maybe like 2 weeks ago. He dropped a video because somebody was asking about it, and he was like, it wasn't like he completely changed, but he talked different. He was like, oh, he sounds like he's actually learning something. He sounds like, and so, but going back to these whole financial illiterate, he has a business model that works, helping people get out of debt, and he sells you a book to help you get out of debt. And the knowledge that you get from the book is basic knowledge. Don't live above your means. Save your money. Pay off the least amount of debt.
And once you have that gone, don't use it again. Then go to the next thing. The simple things that people should learn.
But the problem is, bro, that's all good and fine and dandy. But because he doesn't understand or won't admit how this system works, it works on debt. So you teaching people how to get out of debt actually does them no benefit. If anything, you want to go in debt for the right reasons, like a Robert Kiyosaki would say. You know, debt is good if you
manage it,
if you utilize it in the right way. You know, instead of buying, you know, using debt to go buy some Gucci shoes, you know, use debt to go buy assets
and then
that appreciate in value. You know what I'm saying? So debt is important in this debt-based system.
Because it is.
It's a debt-based system. So getting out of debt is really it's hurting you because you're paying for other people's debt in this debt-based system.
It's essentially that's how it works. Well, I will have to disagree with you on that one because if you're out of debt, then the possibilities are open for you to get into bigger debt and manage it better. You get what I'm saying?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Because you have to get back into debt. There's no choice. There's no choice.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. You have to getting out of debt to just go back into debt. You have to. If you don't continue the debt-based system, the whole thing collapses.
Yeah, and so me realizing that and noticing that how this monetary system works, I'm like, there's got to be something better. And being in crypto, you learn about everybody's monetary system. You learn the French people, they stuff is just as bad. Chinese people, they stuff is trash. And I'm like, wow.
UK just left Brexit or did the
yesterday,
Brexit
right?
Yesterday.
Yep.
They left the EU. That's going to be a year-long event, and you know, so things are changing, and these are all symptoms of the problem
of the system of this financial system, of this IRS, this Fed, that all they do is just profit off the people, off all the little slaves. Yeah. We don't these faceless dudes.
Tell me, what do you see for 2020? You've been in Bitcoin now for a little bit over a year now, right?
2 years, bro. 2 years. I put it on my chest. I'm in it 2 years now. Okay. Bro, no, because I be like, look, like you said, you've been in it since like before Andreessen Horowitz was in it, before Coinbase.
7 years. It'd be 7 years in March.
Bro, you've been in it 7 years. In March, there's only a small percentage of individuals that can say, oh, I've been in this longer than you. I can say I've been in this bit for 2 years.
That's good.
And now, like I've slowly gotten people reaching out to me saying, and you know, I'm getting the questions, what should I invest in? And I'm like, bro, I can't tell you that. But this isn't that what you're meant to channel? No, bro. It's meant for you to learn. It's meant for you to make your own choices. But I've got people on Twitter reaching out to me, and I'm like, oh, when'd you get in? And they're like, oh man, I just got in right at like 8,000 last year. And I'm like, did you get in at like 3K? And I'm like, I've been in since 3K. They're like, man, you must be doing good. And I'm over here sitting like, yeah, what you mean? I've been in since 3K. But it made me feel good because I understand that this space is only going to grow, and it grows with the price movements. It's guaranteed. That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
don't.
Yep.
That's it.
Superficial.
Adoption, this, that, use it as money, all that. Man, shut that up. If Bitcoin's price doesn't go up, nobody cares about any of this other stuff.
How do we change that? How do we change the narrative of and it is that is exactly how I would explain or describe this industry.
Yeah.
It's speculative based, heavily speculative right now.
Mm-hmm.
How do we change that narrative to where you have people wanting to get in because they see a need for a different type of form of money, a more solid, more sound form of money? How do we get people to understand that is really the reason why you need to get in it, not because you think Bitcoin is going to $1 million?
There are a couple of things. First one, time will change everything. Just like how you've been 7 years and you've seen everything, time will change everything. I'm starting to see politicians, and we know politicians have their own agendas. Now I'm starting to see like Andrew Yang, which I still don't believe he's a real Bitcoin bull. Politicians have their agendas for Bitcoin now. I'm seeing what's happening. What is it? Is it Washington, upstate? Yep. Their regulations is being super friendly, and I'm like, oh, so this is gonna grow like the marijuana industry, and it's gonna do it. But not only that, it's gonna do it faster, because the way this price pumps, the way these halvening works, it's gonna happen fast, and these dudes are gonna have to make choices. But our system doesn't work fast. It's not how it's built. And so I truly believe time is going to change it. Just to change the narrative itself, it's going to have to be people like you and me. They're going to have to see people like you and me out here telling people the truth, telling people this is how it works, showing them like it's not about how the price movement. Yes, you can make money if you know what you're doing. And if you don't know what you're doing, you will lose money easily. It's so easy. But not only that,
it's not a Bitcoin is not a, and you may disagree or agree, but Bitcoin is actually not a good means of a currency.
Not even close. Not even close.
Right now, maybe in the future it could possibly be, but I look at Bitcoin as an asset that potentially can be a great hedge for the next financial crisis. We've never had a financial crisis with Bitcoin in existence. And so this is going to be a very telling and interesting time this go round to see what happens with Bitcoin when we have another 2008.
And honestly, my belief is these rich people, they're going to move and I know they're already here. People say institutional money is coming. That's a lie. They're already here. That's why the price is being suppressed for so long. They're here. They're gobbling it up as cheap as they can. I truly believe that. But when you have companies like the CME controlling the price, because when you have because everybody's getting their price feeds and the API price feeds from like CME Group and futures exchanges. I'm like, back a couple of years ago, this was based off of these regular unregulated exchanges. Now it's being based off of the CME and all these financial institutions that don't have good intentions for Bitcoin. That's where I see it's like, nah, this ain't it. But going back to the whole changing the narrative thing, that, like I said, it's gonna have to be like people like you and me, boots on the ground, and it's the hardest thing to do because you out here trying to educate, like not even educate, but just show them, guys, there is a better system. It's not perfect either. There's no perfect system, but it's better than what you have now. And I guarantee it, the next couple of years, people are going to move to this system because they realize I can be in this system and have a better life in this system than being in your system and struggling every day
and not knowing why.
I
think the first thing to educating people, period, not just millennials, but people, period, is to tell them what money is not, what fiat really is not, and then that gives them a compare and contrast to, okay, well, if the U.S. dollar is losing XYZ percentage in purchasing power a year because of inflation, like people don't even understand that concept. So that's my approach to helping people. I don't even talk about crypto. I talk about what's wrong with the current system. So then they say, well, okay, you told me the issue. You told me the problem. What's the solution? Oh, I'm glad you asked. Crypto, Bitcoin, sound money, gold. There are other alternatives to this. So yeah, that's great, man. What the elephant in the room, I guess, is blacks.
Okay.
Our culture.
Yeah, let's get niggas.
Yeah. We're not
financial.
We're not, and we're not really in Bitcoin either.
Nah.
In crypto like that.
See, the sad thing is, and I'm gonna say this now, when a majority of blacks get into Bitcoin, that's when I know I need to get out.
Yeah.
Bro, when I know I'm hot, this is what hot God. Well, I know if I'm too hot, all right, I need to put some aside into some like some stable coin, whatever.
We honestly kind of saw that in 2017. I saw
Yeah.
barbers talking about it.
Yep.
You know,
Shoot.
some real hood cats.
I'm like, wait, hold up.
Like,
something ain't right.
Something ain't right here. What's going on?
Because we know
talking about Bitcoin. Ray talking about I'm doing the Homer Simpson. I'm going into the bushes like I'm going back into
Hold up. My people understand it. Now we gonna have to move, but that's a narrative that we're gonna have to change because we all know we gotta
get black people
ahead of the curve. We got to get you guys ahead of the curve. And granted, like I said, you've been in 7 years and I've only been in this in 2 years. I still feel like, wow, there's still a lot more to go because people still aren't interested. People don't care. Price don't move. They don't care. And especially with our people, we don't get that education because we're not in it. If you have two parents, if you have a nuclear family, mother and father, and they raise their kids throughout the years. And when they die, they actually leave something for their kids to pass on more than just debt. Because when I see black parents and black people die, you know what I see right next to it? When I see a post on Instagram or Twitter or whatever, GoFundMe. We use GoFundMe the most, but we get the least money out of GoFundMe because we're always on because there's no plan for no future. Because we don't have that nuclear family. We don't have a father, a mother, or a man and man, whatever it's going to be now, because the world's changing. So people can make their choices now.
That's a whole nother
conversation. Bro, that's a whole other thing. But because we don't have that, because we have families being destroyed, black men going to jail, 13th Amendment, we've got for dumb things. And just, black men just being ain't shit and sorry about the cursing. I've been trying not to do that.
No, you're good.
But just black men not trying to support their women and their family, just doing whatever they want to do. The children that get raised by that, they don't get raised in a family where you're educated about money. Think about this. Like, granted, some kids, they're young and they get jobs to support their families. And so at a young age, they get educated with this. And so they need to pass that down to their kids, but a majority of them, they don't. And because we're not educating our children, the next generation is just going to be as stupid, if not stupider.
Yeah, I think I agree with you 100%, 100%. But in addition to that, I think it's just inherently in our culture, in black culture, that it's a show me. It's a show me. We have a show me type of mentality.
We need to see it. We need to see that you're successful.
If I'm not pulling up in a Bentley or a Lambo, or I'm not showing you, I'm not on the money phone. You know what I'm saying? I could bring out the money phone. I could go get a stack of hundreds and bring out the money phone. I get a whole bunch of people to come, but that's the wrong approach. To getting people into crypto, because it's so much more than that, man.
It's way much more. And when I got in, and when I realized, I'm like, whoa, there's a lot, and this bit moves fast. There's always something new. There's always something that's gonna top this dude. There's always a new Ethereum killer, Tron killer, EOS killer. There's always but nothing's proven nothing yet. People don't care.
People don't care, right? That's why we haven't seen adoption. I would say I'm very shocked that we don't have the type of I would have thought by now, I'm gonna be honest with you, by now I would have thought we would have had more adoption than we do have now.
And we don't.
Crypto. And it is because people, I guess I would say we have a PR problem. Like we haven't sold people on switching over because it really isn't there yet. To be honest with you.
Yeah,
it's not there yet for the average person to say, "Oh, I'm gonna leave Facebook for Voice.com or Upvote or whatever." What's the Uptrend?
Uptrend, is that really you on Uptrend?
I just got on there.
Okay, cool. Just making sure that's really you, because people be impersonating. But no, but you have to think about it. Like, we have these decentralized platforms, and we going down the rabbit hole because people are like, well, at least it's your channel, so people understand what we talking about.
Yeah.
Because the people on my channel, if we talking about this, click off, done. But no, uptrend. What else is there? Steam, but Steam's been around for you've been around for a while.
Yeah.
And so, like, these platforms, the only people that care about them are people
in this space.
And there are only so many few of us in this space willing to use these platforms.
Right.
And it's just unfortunate that we, like, how can you,
it's
like,
a chicken and an egg situation that we're in. You know, which comes first? How do we get adoption without having adoption? Like, people aren't going to come over to these platforms if there aren't millions of people on the platforms.
Exactly.
That's just how normal people are.
That's just like, if it's not, especially black people, if it's not hot.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Hey man, that's not cool. That was cool too. That was 2017 cool. You still on that, bruh? Nah, that ain't cool no more, bruh. And so we have this hot mentality of jumping on what's hot. That's why we're always the hottest thing around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we're always hopping on the, like, and granted, we're the ones that make things hot.
But don't benefit from it.
But never benefit.
We never benefit from it monetarily. It's the saddest thing ever.
And it's the saddest thing ever. And I don't get it. Why is it like this? And I'm like, it's systematically based like this, bro. And I hate to bring religion into this, but I remember a quote. I forget. It was on Kendrick Lamar's song. I forget which song. If it was Fear or if it was God. Because we are God's children, we're originally God's children, and we strayed away from whatever the real God is, we are going to be the ones to suffer the most.
Amen to that. That's a whole other subject.
That's a whole nother that we got to put that in the box.
I had to come back on for that one.
Bro.
I'm right there with you. You know, that's another issue I think we have as black culture. We don't have an identity from a spirituality standpoint.
We don't have history.
It's been,
it's been erased.
Yeah, it's been cut off or
misconstrued, lied to.
Yeah, and for those who are already over here, you know, that's a whole nother situation too. So tell me about, like, to kind of jump subjects though.
Okay.
Crypto and YouTube and this crypto purge. I heard you had some thoughts and conspiracy theories on it. Do you still feel that way, or what's your thought on that first wave of bans? Crypto purge that we had about a month ago.
So this is what I hate. There's two things I hate in the crypto space. One is people trying to say, oh, this is the reason why price went up. No. Oh, because this person, the Chinese president said this, price went up. No, it's not really that. We'll never really. Oh, it was the token Ponzi scheme that caused the whole little mini bull run in last year. Like, and then there's always something new that's like, this is the reason why. And I guess that's just part of the industry. And so when the whole crypto purge came through, oh, it's Google banning us. They getting ready for the purge. Oh, it's a select group of individuals who completely spammed certain accounts just so that they can get, like, knocked off. And honestly, now after the crypto purge, I truly believe it was a strategic attack by certain individuals to get their content down so that their content is the only thing that's up. Granted, the only thing that was up at that time was the little Litecoin Summit scam videos. And I'm like, how are these little Litecoin Summit scam videos, these Binance Summit scam videos still up? But everybody...
Yeah.
The Ethereum scam.
Crazy.
And I'm like...
The hackers were... they were hacking, like, bigger YouTube accounts.
Yeah, because I wasn't affected at all.
And erasing all... No, I'm saying I'm talking about the live streams you're talking about. So they would hack a big gamer channel or whatever that had 100,000 subs, erase all the videos, change the logo, change the name, and then put a stream up and say it's Ethereum network. And it's clever, man.
It's ingenious, bro.
Yeah, it is.
I'm like, this dude's just savage.
Yeah, and I personally just kind of looking at the whole purge thing, I really think it was from the situation that Crypto Chico had with the Indian guy.
Which one?
He had a beef with some Indian guy who was saying that he was racist. And,
you think it really? Because I remember I do. I ain't gonna lie. I watch Chico Crypto religiously. I really do, but because he just has a different perspective. But I don't like the way he attacked people. But we're not gonna talk about influencers like that because this is your channel. Anyway,
we can talk about whatever we talking about.
But no, like, so when I saw that happen to him, and I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking to myself, one, Chico, I moderate on his channel from time to time. Like I always be moderating. But you attack people in a certain way that if you keep doing it, you're gonna build your audience of people that like that shit. I'm sorry.
So what does he do? I've never seen one Crypto Chico video.
His style is that he brings informative. Like he taught me about the 21 Club. He taught me about what was it, the Satoshi Roundtable. He dives deep into like things that like I guess a newbie who's only been there 2 years wouldn't even know.
Okay.
He really does do that research. He has one of the best researchers in the space, but at the same time, he attacks people that he does not like because he doesn't like the way they portray themselves in this crypto space. Granted, when you're in the crypto space, you can be whatever you want. You could be a scammer. You could be this, you could be that. And what he doesn't like, he kind of plays like policeman. And sometimes I be feeling like, bro, he must be the feds. He must be the feds, bro, because the way he plays,
where is he out of?
Well, he's out of Cali. He's out of Cali. He was in Florida for a while. He was in Miami for a while, and then he went back to Cali. Going back to Cali. Sorry, I'm corny as fuck. My fault, bro. But just going back to the whole situation of like what happens. He essentially, like anybody who's promoting Bybit, he goes after them. He goes at because he's like, this is just the second coming of BitConnect. We have old BitConnect people promoting Bybit, and so if you're a Bybit dude, he'll come at you heavy.
Really?
And yeah, he'll if he
Bybit a crypto exchange?
Yeah, it's a leverage trading exchange.
BitMEX, right?
It's literally like BitMEX.
What's the problem with that then?
Because you have
the affiliate program.
It's the affiliate. It's the affiliate. It's the affiliate because he understands that like the affiliate program. He knows that ain't nobody making money in this unless you're doing an affiliate program.
Well, yeah.
But that's affiliate. That's affiliate marketing. Like, let's just be real. Like regular YouTubers do affiliate marketing, but just the fact that he be like coming at them like, yo, you don't be telling your people that like your audience. And sometimes I'd be thinking that he hating on them, but it is what it is. But he like, you don't tell your audience how much you're making off this affiliate marketing in the background. You don't like, you out here getting burnt off. Like you're not actually teaching people how to leverage trade. You just be like, oh, look, this.
Go sign up.
But go sign up. You might want a long short here. I don't know. But I know these dudes, like in my head, if you making a lot of content every day, ain't no way you're trading for real. Ain't no way, because content takes up so much time. It's a full-time job. And if you have a full-time job and you making full-time content and you telling me that you trading too, nah, I don't believe that. But
these niggas ain't no trade. I mean, I've been trading for 13 years.
Bro, these dudes ain't trade. You got the whole algo system. Like, aren't you? You built that from scratch.
Algos, yeah.
Yeah, you built that from scratch, bro. So I'd be like, oh yeah. So it's automation. He does his automated. Because he ain't trying to deal with the swings. It don't matter what the swing. It's gonna do what it's gonna do. Yeah. I might as well have something automated to be riding it. You feel me?
And manage the positions in and out of it. Yeah, scale in and out of them. But
and so when I see
that's interesting.
Yeah, so and then not only that, but he attacks people. Like he be attacking like some dudes, and I just be like, I don't support that side of him unless it's like real. But then when he attacked,
he evidently attacked the wrong
people,
and they came and they had the ability to ban him,
and hit him, and a lot of people got hit.
Yeah, a lot of people got hit.
And so I do think, and this all started from that conversation, but I do think it was a coordinated attack. But it just goes to show you how easy it is. It's just that's how easy it is to just get rid of all of us, gone.
Right.
Just like that. If Google doesn't support what we talking about, if decentralized exchanges become illegal, which I truly believe will happen, And that's just personally to me. I just know that decentralized exchanges, even though they're not even up and ready to be really worked like that, but when
of course they will be, yeah.
but when they get that point, they're gonna be.
That's the thing I warn people about all the time, Kenzie, is we haven't seen a coordinated attack by governments on crypto yet.
Not a real. I mean, I would
not a real. I'm talking about a real one. We have not seen a real one.
We've seen some slide jabs now. I will believe backed is definitely a slide jab. The futures was a slide jab because now that you have you always had the ability.
An attack on the price. I'm talking about an attack on adoption.
Oh, now that
seen an attack on cryptos yet. I'm talking
and that's
about
gonna be scary.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So there is still some tail risks or headwinds we may have to endure in this game. And if you really about this life and you about crypto,
ready for this war.
Yeah, exactly.
We getting ready for battle. It's really what it is. Because if earlier in the conversation I compared this to the marijuana industry and how they have to grow, because that is literally how we're growing right now, state by state. Each state has their own sets of rules and whatnot. Look at what they had to go through. They had to go through so much regulation just to get pot stocks on the thing, just to do this, just to do that. And slowly but surely now states are finally like, you know what? It's legal. Let it go. We haven't even got through the battle stages yet. We just trying to collect warriors. That's all we're doing. We're just trying to collect warriors for this fight. But the thing is, we the 300 and we about to go against an army. These dudes have infinite money because they print it. How you gonna fight something with infinite money? And it's like, we gonna have to see. And I'm personally, I'm here for the fight. That's the stuff that I feel like when I get a real audience, I love my audience right now, but when I get an audience that's educated to the point where I'm at, and I'm talking about, let's get ready for this fight, because this fight it's slowly creeping. Because God forbid Bitcoin breaks 20K, then you know the fight really coming. That's what I truly believe. When we break 20K,
Peter Schiff may jump off a bridge. Poor Peter,
bruh. Because I'm sorry, I don't like giving that clown attention, bruh. But it's his model is genius though. He plays the devil's advocate.
He gets so much attention from
the
crypto community. It's just disgusting.
It's disgusting.
And I've been following Peter Schiff for about 6 years, so I know Peter Schiff well. He's a smart guy.
He knows what he's doing.
Smart guy, but got Bitcoin totally wrong.
I honestly think he, bro, real talk. He's another dude bashing it, knowing he has stacks. I truly believe this. He has to, bro. He has to have.
I don't think he does.
You really don't?
No.
But didn't he just come out and say he couldn't get into his wallet?
Well, that was donated funds. Those are all the donated coins he had.
Why are we donating coins?
That's why I don't understand that either.
Oh my God! And bro, we don't need to, Jesus didn't go out and reach out to the people who didn't believe. He just had people that believed in him, and then people saw that, oh, you believe in him? We gonna believe in him too. He didn't force other people to believe in him. You just had to believe. So why are we trying to force people that don't believe? Why are we giving coins to a person that, man, give me them coins because I believe. Bro, I believe. Give me them coins. You feel me? And so give, if we don't let him go, if we stop paying attention to him, he'll shut up. We don't but the thing is, he's part of the industry now. And that's what I'll be talking about. You can be anybody you want to be in this industry. Mm-hmm. Anyone. You could be a scammer. You could be a Bitcoin ain't nothing person. You could be whatever. Nobody cares. But you can build an audience of the people that do. And so that's why I'm like, nah, I need to get in. I need to get out. I was like, nah, bro. Y'all need to hear me. Y'all need to hear how I speak. Y'all need to see what I say. Y'all need to see how I'm finna spread adoption, how I'm finna do it.
Yeah, we need more, especially for the culture.
Of course.
More of us in this game, trying to get our people in it, because we are, unfortunately, as we stated before, the black culture is normally last of the party. and it's
It'd be like that, but I will say these Africans got these coins, bruh.
No, Africans are different than
bro. Yeah, they're different, bro. They're different, bro.
I know we look genuine chocolate face like them, but they're a different genuine chocolate face. Bro, they're a different culture.
Because
I'm talking about African American or
in America,
you want to label the black people over here.
Bro, the black people over here. The black people over here, they don't get it.
No.
They don't pay attention to it because it's not on their mind. Go to a black person. You know what they talk? Well, right now they talking about Kobe, and as you know, RIP. But they're just talking about what's popular right now. What's going on the Housewives right now? Who's beefing with who right now? Offset. Who did he punch at the club right now? Like that's it. Mm-hmm. They're not talking about how to better themselves out. Now there's a few. Now when I go in on like crypto Twitter and I be seeing like the dudes that are like devs, the black dev community, the black, because I be seeing them. I'm like, oh, okay. And people like the real estate, trailer real estate. And I realize that crypto's introducing me to people that are about their money, that are about their business, that are just like me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Just like me, but they're about their business too. And they're not caught up in all that, whatever's going on. But if you want to reach your people, if I want to reach the black community, I have to be in tune with what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so it's a ridiculous trade-off. And I really wish it was different. I really do wish it was different. I really do wish that we could get more of our people on the train, because I truly believe in 10 years, granted, I know you had your beliefs 7 years ago thinking, man, 7 years from now, boy, it's going to be a whole different game. 10 years from now, it's going to be a whole different game.
Oh, now, it definitely is.
If it's the same, if it's more than the same, then it's a shame, because this thing failed then.
Yeah, for sure. 20 years later, 17 years later, 14 years later, if it's the same, we're in the same situation, it's failed.
It failed. And we're just in a niche community. And granted, we vibing, bro. I like it, bro. People like, granted, there's a lot of hate out there, and people just feed. But that's just Twitter in general. That's just the internet in general. The internet brings out the worst in people.
It does, man.
Bro, that's what it does.
And that's another thing I had to learn, that starting this channel. This is going on year 3 for me with the actual channel.
Yep.
Man, I had to scale back on a lot of my thoughts and feelings about people that made statements, because I was ready to get busy. Mm-hmm. I'm like, wait, this is the internet. It's the internet. People would never say this stuff in person.
And they won't ever say it to your face.
Nah, man.
Think about the people that be talking crazy on the internet. See me at a conference. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, what's going on? You wouldn't know. But not only that, but like when the moment you are able to make a persona and nobody knows who you are, you can talk reckless.
Yes.
It brings out the worst in people, because you can say whatever you want and there's no repercussions to you, right. But you can completely mentally destroy somebody on the internet. Mm-hmm. If that person allows it to happen.
Yeah, if they're not strong enough mentally.
If you're not mentally strong enough to deal with it. And bro, and I know, like, I haven't gotten the worst comments yet, but I know when them real comments, like I've seen some comments on some videos, I'm like, whoa, it's not that serious, bro. Mm-hmm. It's not that serious. But I'm like, you got to prepare yourself for that. But that's
you do.
It's just the internet, bro.
Yeah, you're right. It's just the internet. Crypto Kenzie, where can they find you, bro?
Man, you know where you can find me, man. Check me out on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, at Crypto and Culture. My handle's at Crypto Kenzie on Instagram, on Twitter. I just be on there. I just be letting you guys know what I'm into, what I'm looking at, what interests me, and we vibing. I be going to conferences. I be looking at the Purge. And I got a lot more content. This is 2020, bro. I'm bringing in a lot more content. I'm getting a whole new setup, because right now I'm moving out of my setup, so I'm taking time with my content. But when I get my whole new setup, and I just love the creation space. And so if you want to vibe, if you want to enjoy, if you want to see funny skits on crypto, because I be making funny skits with my friends, and just try to educate people. If you're down for that, man, come through, come to the channel and come hang out with me. You might actually like it. You know what I'm saying? And if you're a little bit newer to the space, come through, because like I said, I've only been in there 2 years. I'm not going to hide it. I'm not going to pretend. At least you know where I'm coming from. At least you know that I'm not going to be like, yeah, man, you know about my first Bitcoin in 2011. But I really didn't know. I didn't really think about it.
People that do that.
I'd be like, bro.
And I don't say anything, man. You got the stories. You hear people and they're not saying certain things. I'm like, oh, all right. You say you've been in here for X amount. You got in yesterday.
Look, all I can say is I've seen some exit scams, bro. And as long as I've seen some exit scams, and I'm in it, bro.
Yeah, like I said, guys, I like Crypto Kenzie. He's honest. He's not a shiller. He doesn't like shill projects. He's just a genuine, nice crypto influencer that's doing his thing, reporting on the news and everything out here. So check him out on YouTube. Check him out on Twitter and Instagram. It's your boy Crypto Blood. That's another kick in the session with Crypto Kenzie. We out of here, people. Holla!